Russia-Ukraine conflict, and this comes as a Ukrainian drone attack killed 3 people, including a National Guard soldier in the Russian city of Kursk. According to the region's acting governor, 7 others were wounded, including a young boy in the attack. According to reports, a Russian mayor has also said that Russia's air defence units destroyed 2 drones heading towards Moscow. Meanwhile, Governor Alexander Kyiv has accused Ukrainian forces of an inhumane attack in which he claimed they deliberately struck a place where civilians were located. Well, joining us to discuss this ongoing conflict in Europe with wider geopolitical ramifications, Shruti Dasgupta, a foreign affairs expert, who is joining us live from New Delhi. Shruti, thank you very much for being here. There's quite a bit for us to unpack there, but let's first look at Donald Trump's rhetoric with Vladimir Putin. I want to question why he's choosing now to have disdain for Putin and the actions he's carrying out. Sometimes we see Trump buddying up to Putin and praising him. Now he's being negative and talking about the killing that is taking place. Is this sitting on the fence that Trump's been doing in recent months, helping work towards a peace deal? Or is it a case that Trump finally has come to the conclusion that Putin doesn't actually want peace, where before he believed he did?
Greetings. Thank you so much for inviting me. For me, it's twofold, the answer to this question. First of it is that Trump is eyeing the Nobel Peace Prize and he wants the wars resolved before the nominations can actually turn into a peace prize for him. And this, up till now, he's been tolerant of Putin and Ukraine, both in different ways. And now he wants this to end once and for all so that his personal ambitions can be fulfilled. The second part of this is he's realized that he's butting head with a man who stands equal. Putin will not bow like other nations have before him, and he wants to ensure that he has enough political capital by sending more missiles and being more strong-headed about it, and trying to bluff his way into ensuring that Putin comes to the talking table and ensures that the war comes to an end. So for him, it is a political showdown as well of power, as well as a personal showdown for his gratification and attempts to gain a peace prize.
Yeah, Shruti, of course, questions have been raised by Western allies of Ukraine as to whether Vladimir Putin actually wants peace. Experts we've spoken to on this programme, also experts who are following this war, say that while Vladimir Putin's forces seem to be moving forward, that there's no incentive for Putin to look towards a peace deal. Do you think pressure in the form of sanctions from the US, as mentioned by Trump again overnight, could push Putin towards a potential ceasefire deal? Or as the situation continues to evolve, do you think there is going to be a different outcome in these negotiations?
About a month ago, when the G7 was happening, the talk of sanctions started to crop up again. And at that time, Trump was very firm on the stance that sanctions leads to cost, not just to the people who it is applied to, but who it is applied by. So when US issues sanctions on any nation, then the US suffers as well, because they have to find alternate means, probably more expensive, of satisfying their very economic and commercial needs. So sanctions is always never his goal, but it is a form of trying to limit Putin's access to funds as well as trade, and try and ensure that the money that is keeping the war economy of Russia afloat comes to a stop, and then because of local inflation in Russia, that these sanctions would increase, then Putin might be forced as a leader of his people to agree to what Trump and the rest of the West wants. So sanctions are a way to try and push Putin to the table, Russia to the table, but they may not be effective unless the US and the West are ready to take on the brunt of those sanctions for themselves as well.
Yes, absolutely. Shruti, if you stay with us, we are going to continue on the Russia-Ukraine